As a college student, Doc Henley learned that 1.5 million people still die each year due to the lack of clean drinking water. Henley was working as a bartender while a student. He developed relationships with customers and vendors. He persuaded the restaurant owners to hold wine tasting fundraisers. The goal began with fundraising for one trip to put in one well, but that just gave Henley the thirst to do more. The group Henley leads, Wine to Water, has provided safe drinking water to over 25,000 people in 5 developing countries. Henley considers his work only a drop in the bucket and realizes there's much more to do. What if he had not become involved? Imagine our world if more of us contributed the same size drop in the bucket. Elizabeth Page has twin daughters. After seeing each of them go through a devastating multiple miscarriages, she yearned to do something in honor of the babies. After moving to San Antonio, she also learned that 1 in 7 babies in San Antonio are being born premature. When you have a baby that's born 1 pound, you can't find outfits like that at the mall. Her heart's desire quickly grew to helping all families with similar needs. The San Antonio Threads of Love Sarah chapter was born out of that desire to serve. Families suffering through miscarriage, fetal demise, and premature birth have a resource for help and love. The ministry continues to expand and grow by leaps and bounds, primarily due to being servant-led. 40,000 families are being helped each year. Hundreds of volunteers show up to help. Liz holds a morning meeting to explain the current needs, a kind of needs to be done list. She doesn't make assignments. She lets people step up and take on what they desire. She's been doing that for over a decade, and she says there's never been a need unmet. Colleen Barrett only recently stepped down from being president of Southwest Airlines. She performed the role of president for many years with the title of secretary, and she was fine with that. Barrett and Herb Kelleher openly and vocally developed a corporate pyramid very differently than the traditional business model. They put employees at the top, customers second, and shareholders last. They believed if the airline took care of its employees, the employees would take care of the customers, and the shareholders would win too. When you show love to your employees and give them respect, they feel free to be innovative and creative. You cannot run a large organization successfully by yourself. The point is to grow leaders and support them. Southwest has a crew of 129 people whose sole job is to go around praising departments performing well. They have built a culture of love for their employees. After 9/11, the airline industry hit a crisis zone. The economy went down, oil prices quadrupled. An astounding number of airlines went bankrupt. Southwest survived without laying off a single employee or grounding a plane. Southwest made daring decisions. Servant leadership is about serving, but don't mistake it for being meek. It's about setting up a positive climate. Their business model is not rocket science. Others have tried to copy it, but they failed to capture the culture and the spirit of the people. Colleen and Herb built up such a climate of compassion that employees organized their own volunteer payroll deduction system called Fuel from the Heart to survive the rising cost of fuel without having to lay off employees or go broke. The employees saved their own company. After 9/11, when the airlines started losing $300 million a day, Southwest employees didn't sit idle and just worry. They came up with solutions. They wrote to bosses asking to discontinue lawn service and brought lawnmowers to cut the lawn themselves. Leaders responded by taking voluntary pay slashes to show their support. Servant leadership was developed by Robert Greenleaf. Greenleaf also came up with a test for leaders to ask themselves about the decisions they're making and about their role as a leader. Do those you serve grow as persons? Do they become healthier, wiser, freer, more autonomous, more likely themselves to become servants that grow leaders? And what is the effect on the least privileged? Will they benefit, or at least not be further deprived?